Hey guys, I hope you're having an amazing day. Just wanted to hop on here, forgive the poor lighting. I just dropped my daughter off at piano lessons. But I wanted to give you a word of encouragement and a word of advice. It's something that we all know to be true. It's something that we have all heard. And it's something that very few of us implement. It's something that I haven't implemented as well as I would like to. And even during the seasons of time where I have implemented it well, I don't know that I've understood the full weight of saying yes. As we progress through this life, we will always have a series of opportunities that will greatly, vastly alter our course. And when we take those chances, when we say yes to doors and opportunities open before us, will we inevitably go through the wrong door, the wrong path? Absolutely. I've done it. You've done it. And if you haven't done it, you will do it. If not, you need to really take this advice and say yes to a few more things. Because often in my life, and I can only speak for myself, even though I could use the testimony from so many other people. But in my life, my greatest victories, my greatest triumphs have came through the greatest tempests, the greatest storms, the greatest trials, the greatest tribulations. And when we go through that, we can respond one of two ways. We can stop saying yes. We can become comfortable in our situation. We can become comfortable in our discomfort. That is something that so many people let hold them back, including myself. You know, oftentimes in this life, we get into a rhythm, we get into a groove, we don't want to rock the boat. We get comfortable even though we're uncomfortable in where we're at. We know that we're missing the mark. We know that there is more out there for us. We know that we were made for more, yet we don't take the chances. We don't say yes. We don't step out in faith. Whether it's faith in a higher power or faith in ourselves or faith in the process, we simply don't have faith. But what I want to encourage you to do is start saying yes in the little things. And not the meaningless, trivial things of this life. Not, hey, you want to grab lunch? Or, hey, do you want to go do this on Saturday? Even though some of those opportunities could be amazing. And I'm not going to say don't say yes to those. But we need to guard our time and preserve our time for growth if we want to change our circumstances, if we want to change our position. And say yes to the meaningful things in life. You know, we have, as a society, got our lives so filled with useless activities. Activities that do not make us prosperous, activities that actually cost us our peace, our time, our resources, and they don't benefit us at all. So, if I could encourage you to do anything, it would be start to say yes to the little things in life as the opportunities present themselves for growth. And if you have a feeling like, I could enjoy that, but that seems like a lot of work, definitely say yes to those opportunities. Now, I will share just a little something about me with you guys and how saying yes can really greatly impact your life. And if this gets a lot of response, if y'all would like to hear more, I will do a longer video and I will share more of my story with you. But long story short, I started in construction when I was a young child, third generation contractor. Started my own thing whenever I was 18. And by the time I was 27, I had made, the year I turned 27, I made $1 million. So, as one could imagine, a 27-year-old non-influencer who built a business and had made millions of dollars, but in 1 year had made $1 million. My attitude was horrible. I was really, really full of myself. And there was very few things in this world that I couldn't buy. But I didn't have peace. I didn't have happiness. I didn't have joy. Even on the outside, you would say, he's got everything. My home life, though, it was a wreck. My wife, ready to divorce me. My children, even though I only had 2 little toddlers at the time, who I loved dearly, the best way that I knew how, I didn't really have a relationship with them because work was my life. I had built that all on my own sweat, my own determination, my own vitriol, if you will. But the very next year, my youngest daughter had a bout with cancer. Praise God, she was miraculously healed. I would love to share that story with you guys if you would like to hear it. But I had become so set in my ways during that time that I wasn't willing to say yes to anything or to anybody except myself. If it didn't make me $1, if it didn't make me look better, I had no time for it. But during the next season of my life, where we were at the children's hospital with my daughter, it was very tough, very challenging. We would see families there week after week, and then all of a sudden, they wouldn't be there anymore because their little one didn't make it. And it done something inside of me that made me realize how precious time was, how fleeting it was, how quickly all of it could be over, and how little what I had accomplished, what I had built, meant in the grand scheme of things. So the brief synopsis of that story: 27, made my first $1 million in a year. 28, bankrupt, destitute, homeless, business closed, like as low as you could get, and still have your life and your family. Sorry, just have to take a moment to gather myself sometimes when I'm in the middle of this story, because there's so much emotion involved. But having learned the value of life and the value of time, and how saying yes to the important things could change your life, I was at my lowest. Had a dear friend reach out to me, offered me a job to come work for him, just as a operations manager. Very low pay compared to what I had been making. But I said yes, and got to learn some amazing insights from an incredible man of God on how to balance work, family, and faith that I will cherish forever. And then I also had the opportunity to get into the industrial hemp game, and was partners on the 3rd largest farm in my state for 2 years in a row. During that time, I invented a machine that helped in the process of that, so I become a patented inventor. Since then, life has continued on. I've said yes in the small things. I have spoken at public events in dozens of states. I have authored a book. I have been able to help many, many people change their lives because of the truths that I have learned. And I'm so thankful for that. And had I not said yes in those small things, and learned that there's so much more to life than my own benefit, I would have missed out on so much that this life has to offer. So I hope you guys watch this to the end. I hope that it inspires you to start saying yes. I love you guys. I hope you do some amazing things because it's inside of you to do it. Be blessed. I'll talk to you soon.